Let's be honest. You love Jesus, but you're not sure about church. And maybe somewhere deep down, you've asked yourself, can I grow as a Christian without going to church? Let me ask that question again. Can I grow as a Christian without going to church? Now, if you ask that question, you're not alone. A lot of people feel more spiritual when they're in nature rather than in a pew. And some have just been burned. Others just feel disconnected when they go to church. So let's ask the question without fear, without judgment, and let's answer it in 5 parts. Can I grow as a Christian without going to church? Okay, let's take a look at the first part. The answer is yes, but not for long. Let's be real. Yes, you can be a Christian and not go to church, just like you can be married and never come home. You may still be committed, you might still believe and still love, but the relationship is suffering. The growth stops, and eventually the connection fades away. Christianity was never meant to be a solo act. Okay, let's look at it again from a different angle. Can I grow as a Christian without going to church? It's going to be difficult. Why? Because we grow together, not alone. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24 through 25 says this: let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, but encouraging one another. There's a reason the early church in Acts chapter 2 met daily, because something happens when we gather. First, we grow through accountability. Second, we heal through testimony. And third, we learn by walking together. Lone wolf Christianity is comfortable, but it's not transformational. The fire you build alone won't burn long, but together we stay lit. Okay, third part. Can I grow as a Christian without going to church? Yes, but church isn't for perfect people. Maybe you've avoided church because you just feel unworthy or like you don't fit the mold. Well, I want you to hear me on this. The church isn't a museum for the holy. It's a hospital for the hurting. Jesus didn't gather the elite. He called the broken, the doubters, and the sinners. And if that's you, you're exactly who church is for. Can I grow as a Christian without going to church? There's a fourth part. All Christians are given spiritual gifts, and your gift needs a body. So it would be difficult to grow if you're not using your God-given talents and gifts for others. We read about this in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 27, where it says, now you are the body of Christ, and each one of you is a part of it. You see, God gave you gifts not to be shelved, but to be shared. And the place to live those out is actually in the church. You see, you can't serve others if you're in isolation. You can't love one another if you're always alone. And you can't fulfill your calling from standing on the sidelines. Okay, let's ask that question again in a fifth different angle. Can I grow as a Christian without going to church? Difficult, because mission requires community. When Jesus sent out the disciples, he sent them 2 by 2. The Great Commission wasn't a private project, it was a team mission. And the church is still God's mission base. Yet, it is still flawed, isn't it? Yes, it's human, but it's still God's plan. It's his plan to spread his love to the world. So can you love Jesus and never attend a church? Of course you can. The answer to that is obviously yes. But eventually, Jesus will lead you back to his people. Okay, let's close this up. So maybe it's time to come back, not just to a building, but to a body, to a community, to growth, and most importantly, to a mission. You see, you were never meant to follow Jesus by yourself. So here's a call to action. Here's what you can do right now. First of all, after hearing this video, you can comment below, what's your biggest struggle with returning to church, and answer that question. Message me for prayer or connection, and visit a church or online. Join a group. You don't have to take the journey alone anymore. I'd like for you to read Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24 through 25, and 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 12 through 27. And as you read, ask this question: what gifts have God given me to reignite myself through the church? You see, church isn't about perfect attendance. It's about belonging to something bigger than yourself. It's time to rediscover the beauty of church beyond the walls.